Hey there, and welcome. Have you ever wondered how to make your English sentences connect and flow a little better? Well, today we're going to look at three super common words because, so, and but that are going to totally change the way you speak. See, the whole idea is to help you move beyond short, kind of choppy sentences. When you start linking your ideas together with these words, you're going to sound so much more natural, way more like a native speaker. It's a real game changer. Okay, so the fancy technical name for these words is conjunctions. I know, it sounds a little complicated, but don't even worry about the name. Just think of them as simple glue words. They're the glue that sticks your ideas together to make one nice, smooth sentence. You know, the best way to really get this is to see it in action. So let's do just that. We're going to listen to a quick chat between two friends talking about what they did over the weekend. Just listen and pay close attention to how they connect their thoughts. I stayed home last night because I was tired. I wanted to go camping, but it rained all weekend.
Oh no, I watched a film so I didn't feel bored.
That sounds nice. I read a book because I enjoy stories. I wanted to draw, but I didn't have time. So, did you catch those special little words in there? Because, but, and so. They weren't just filler. They were doing some really important work. Let's dig in and figure out exactly what each one was doing. Okay, first question for you. Think back to that conversation. Which of those sentences explained why something happened? You know, the ones that gave a clear reason for an action. All right, next one. Can you find the sentences that showed a result? The ones that told us what happened next as a consequence of something else? And finally, how about the sentences that connected two totally different ideas? Like maybe a good idea and a bad situation, or a plan and a problem. Which words did that? Awesome job thinking through that. So now we've seen what these words can do. It's time to learn the super simple rules so you can use them perfectly every single time. It's easier than you think. Okay, let's look at because and so. Now what's really cool is they're kind of like opposites or mirror images of each other. With because, you say what happened and then you give the reason why. I drank water because I was thirsty. But with so, you flip it. You give the reason first and then say what happened. I was thirsty, so I drank water. See? Same idea, just a different order. And then we have but. But is your go-to word for contrast. You use it when you're connecting two ideas that are different or maybe even a little surprising. Think of it like this, a positive idea and then a negative one. I wanted to go camping, that's positive, but it rained, that's negative. But connects them perfectly.
Now, here is a quick, super helpful tip for when you're writing. It's all about commas. The rule is easy. You almost always put a comma right before so and right before but. And what about because? Well, because is the rebel. No comma needed. Just remember that one's different.
Okay, theory time is over. We've listened to the conversation, we've learned the rules. Now it's time to really put it all together. Let's look at a few more examples just to make sure everything is crystal clear. Let's start with this one. I watched a film because I enjoy stories. Here, because is giving us the reason. Why did I watch the film? The reason is that I enjoy stories. Simple as that. Now let's look at so. It was warm, so we went for a walk. Notice that little comma right before so? The warmth was the reason. And what was the result? The result was we went for a walk. And finally, but. The class was difficult, but it was helpful. See the contrast here? Difficult might sound negative, but helpful is definitely positive. But is the perfect word to join those two different ideas together. So let's boil it all down one last time. If you remember anything from today, remember this. Use because when you want to explain the reason. Use so when you want to explain the result. And use but when you want to explain a difference. That's it. All right, your turn. No more listening. It's time for you to do it. Think about what you did last weekend. Can you make a sentence about it using because, so, or but? I bet you can. Go ahead and give it a try. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one.